it's disgusting because every single one of the team leaders there knows about it. Everyone knows about it, and they just don't care. They're in denial. They don't want to believe it's true because they're probably exactly like me. They're desperate. They didn't know what else to do, so that they're stuck in it.
All right, Michael, you worked for a Cydcor company in Cleveland called Blue Rose Group. And if those who are watching this, if that sounds a little familiar, we've talked about that company before, Blue Rose Group out of Cleveland. We interviewed a wonderful guy named Joe last year who worked for the same company. Now, Michael, you told me that you didn't know Joe personally, but it was through that video that you kind of discovered that this whole thing was a sham, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I think we'll kind of work backwards because it's a really interesting story. So you discovered the video and found out, oh my gosh, what am I involved in? So can you take us through that discovery?
Oh God. Okay, so I don't know. There was just like, so the week I got promoted, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know what took me so long for me like realize like this is really sketchy. Like what the fuck? But I don't know. Like during the leaders meeting, like something like that's when I realized I'm like, what the fuck? Like we're just manipulating these fucking people to come in. That's what I don't know what made me fucking realize that. Like I guess I was just like blinded by everything. But then like I had a really bad day at work. They send you to like just any area. Like I was in like the fucking really bad part of Cleveland. You have to do like social security checks when you sign someone up. So I was the part where that you sell door to our AT&T. And I had fucking 4 social security fails that week. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm fucking done. I can't do this anymore. And then like, I don't know. I was up like late that night, like 12. I'm like, what? Something seems like, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I like look online, like AT&T, like door to door. I don't know. I searched something, but then I found this video on YouTube. I'm like, all right, what's this? I watch it, dude. I feel sick to my stomach. I felt literally sick to my stomach. And it was just like the next day I went into work and I knew about the video. It's like, so like, I felt sick. Like my face like went like ghost. I felt like I was wanting to puke and everything. And I'm like, how did I not realize this earlier? We were like fucking dressed up in suits playing games and shit. Like it was so ridiculous. Like, anyways, but that like literally the day after, it was like the team day. Like Fridays we do like team days.
Yeah.
Whatever. So that's when I was in the car with my my team leader, one of my team leaders, and I like told him like, yeah, I can't work here anymore. I literally couldn't I couldn't even go in the field anymore just because I felt sick to my stomach. I felt like I was working like just scanning people and shit, and I just felt like awful. And I talked to him about it, and then I mentioned Joe, and he's like, oh, I know Joe. He's like, and he showed me a bunch of text messages from Joe and shit, and he told me like about how Joe, he got like, he told everyone else and like almost like everyone quit and shit. I thought that was hilarious, but yeah, that's pretty much how I found out about this whole entire documentary, you know. And I found it funny. They of course they try manipulating you to come back and shit. And like Joe, I'm pretty sure they stole some of my fucking money, which is really annoying. Because the last week I got promoted, whatever. I made like fucking like $12.50 or some shit. And I only got paid like $500 or something. And he never showed me like they show you like the install paper to like show you what like how many customers got installed, so that's how you get paid. And he just never showed it to me.
I have to mention, by the way, because I love things like this. Your cats are adorable, and I love how you have the camera framed. So
it's literally perfect. It's literally perfect for them just fucking be there.
For anyone watching this, you might have to watch the video twice because the first time you're going to watch the cats, then you have to listen to Michael's story. But anyway, all right.
I got.
Oh, you do have the cat shirt on, yeah? Okay, all right, nice. So I found it interesting that the leader that you talked about, he knew who Joe was, and he knew like you said, he had these text messages. All these people quit, but he was still there. So was he kind of trying to rationalize his staying there, that, you know, all these other people were just liars and failures and stuff like that? Or like, why was he still there?
It's such a weird justification. Like he saw that, like everyone there saw the video. Everyone knows about it. Like also, it's what's funny is after I told like I fucking Alain found out, he commented on Joe's videos. Did you? I don't know if you
Oh,
got.
I know.
He's like, oh yeah, I would love to get interviewed by him. I'm like, okay, go ahead. He'd probably love to have you on, dude.
Yep. Invitation's open, brother.
Yeah, well, Alain, I know you're probably gonna end up watching this. I know you didn't message him, so because I know for a fact he would love to interview with you. I know for a fact.
Hey, well, everything that I do is unsolicited, so he has to take the first step.
Yeah, I know. I mean, apparently he said he did, but
no, that's a lie. That's a lie.
That's just another lie.
If his idea of the first step is commenting on the video, which it's there. I mean, you know, if you go to Joe's video, you know, he even put his email address out there. It's public now, so I guess anybody that wants to contact him or hold him accountable can contact him. But yeah, I have it pulled up here. You know, he said that he loves our opinion of him. I think that's probably because I called him a good-looking dude or something like that. You know,
no, dude, that's the thing is like he's not, dude. He's like normal. Like he's really cool.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Yeah, and he seems like a cool dude. You know, and there wasn't really anything in that comment. You know, he's thankful for his career and he gets to help people. I'm not exactly sure how you can help people by scamming them, but you know, whatever. The one part of his comment I will take issue with is he says there are 3 stories to everything. So if you want to hear my story, I'm all here, because nobody gets online to write good reviews, which is a lie, because there are plenty of people that get online to write good reviews.
I've written good reviews before.
The only difference between actual good reviews and his good reviews is he's not making people write good reviews. Like his good reviews are programmed and he's making people write them.
That's true.
So yeah, you said Alain is you know, familiar with the video and things like that. Was that ever a subject? I know you said you talked about it with your leader. Was that ever a subject in like any of the meetings? I know you said you went to one leaders meeting, and that was kind of the last straw for you, right? Because you went in and it was really off-putting. So what, you got promoted. You were there for about 3 months. You got promoted to leader. You've now been welcomed to the next level. It's like Scientology, you know.
Oh yeah, dude. I got a big pay raise. You know, I got so much more money, dude, just for getting promoted. It was awesome, dude. But anyways, all you do is you just get access to these fucking meetings. You just sit there, just talk about who you're gonna fucking manipulate next in the sales pitch. Like, okay, you go with him. I'm like, okay. But in the meantime, you literally write. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fucking spoil everything. But in the leaders meetings, you just write like every like new sales rep name on the board. You write like what they're good at, what they need help with. Pretty much just shit talking them. But like, oh yeah, they fucking suck at that. Like literally, that's when I was like, what? Why are we doing this? Like, this is messed up. I don't know. That's when I felt like I'm like, this is not like a good business. Like, I don't think we should talk to people about it. We should be like uplifting them. I'm like, I thought this was supposed to have no negative energy. I'm getting a lot of negative energy right now. That's what I felt. But
as long as it's not affecting your selling, right? You know, you can't, when you're selling, you can't have any negative thoughts, any negative energy. But when it comes to talking about the recruits and what they're bad at, yeah, doors wide open to shit talking because they're not people, right? They're not people, they're numbers. And if they're not producing numbers, then you just get them the hell out of there and we'll scam 50 more people. Just have the admin call another 100 people every day and set up 10 more interviews and try to sucker 10 more people into this nonsense.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened to me. I didn't make sales for like, I think a week or 2.
Yeah.
Just because it's honestly really hard to go to the selling AT&T and they just send you to random areas. Like you don't get to pick your areas, but they call me and they fucking like, if you don't get promoted this week, we're going to fucking fire you. And that's when I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So that's when I pretty much fucking had to work my ass off.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back. I know, like you said, we're working backwards here. So just how you got into this whole thing. When you messaged us, you said, pretty much like I hear all the time, you were desperate for work. You got an interview, you were searching through all these jobs, you got called or messaged for an interview, and they gave you this amazing, like you said, amazing opportunity, right? Making all this money, owning your own business,
Yes,
which I
yes.
think would appeal to anybody, right?
Oh, dude,
So,
definitely. I mean, I was in a really
yeah.
bad situation too. Like that's what really got to me when I seen this documentary. Like they prey on fucking like young people with
Mhm.
that don't know what to do with it. One, they like don't know what to do with their lives, and that's pretty much where I was. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do with my life. I'm fucking 20 years old. College isn't working out for me. It's like, what do I do now? That's why when I found this, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a no brainer. Like, why, who wouldn't do this?
Yeah. You were really happy with this. You told all your family and friends.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious, was there any doubt from them about this? Did any of them hear this? Like when you described what you'd be doing and were kind of like,
My parents
yeah,
fucking they knew. They didn't really want to tell me just because like I was so happy. I was like
yeah,
I literally like told everyone I was like so happy. Because I mean I earlier in that year, I mean last year I had a fight. I was coming like I was really down, like low. Just
yeah,
like I would take anything. And this job opportunity seemed like such an amazing opportunity. I was like so fucking happy. So
hmm
that like it's like so it's just wrong how they prey on people like that.
yeah,
That's what honestly sickens me the most. And they prey on like desperate people, and they
yeah.
tell them lies like, "Oh, you're gonna be like making 200K in 2 years with owning your own business." When after seeing the documentary, it's fucking they make like 40K, like
hmm
not even.
yeah. I know in Joe's interview, he talked a lot about Alain giving off this impression of being wealthy and successful. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
assuming that was the same air
Oh
that you
yeah,
gave
yeah,
off, right?
yeah. Everyone thought he was. Everyone, yeah, he's rich, successful. He bought a brand new car with cash or some. I don't think that's true. Or I think it's because they. I think it's he got that like bonus check, whatever, for being like for like owning the starting up the own like the Blue Rose Group, whatever.
hmm
But he was like flexing all that off. He had some fancy watch. He flexed off. I don't know. Yeah, everyone thought he was like super rich, and he showed me. There was this one meeting I had with him. He showed me his bank account, and he had like 100K in it. But I think it might have been that one bank account where it's like that company bank account, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not sure though. Maybe he is. I don't fucking know how all of it works still.
yeah.
Honestly, maybe he does have 100 racks. I don't know.
And that's the thing. It's like we would probably, it's impossible to know,
Yeah,
because it could very well have been the business account. It could have been his personal account. We don't know. Um, it's so impossible. Like even if we were to get him on this series and interview him, it would be impossible to know what he says. Is it truthful? Is it a lie?
yeah. That's the
Because
thing. I,
this
I
entire
literally
business
don't know
is,
what the fuck is the truth
yeah,
with any of those people. Like
yeah,
I literally don't know anything about like. I feel like everything they're telling is just lies. I don't. It's
yeah.
just like so fake. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why I have yet in 3 years now of doing this series, I have yet to have a current owner, whether it's Smart Circle, Cydcor, Credico, any of them, seriously come forward. Like they'll make little comments and say, "Yeah, I'll do an interview," and all you liars and stuff like that. I have not had a single person come forward to seriously set up an interview because they know, number one, they're going to get asked questions that they don't want to answer. And number two, it's going to be impossible for anybody to believe anything they say because this whole industry is built on lying and deceiving people.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
So you can come on this series and say, oh, I have 100,000 in my bank account. I bought a new car with cash. Okay, well, how can we believe that that's because you are running a successful Cydcor business? How do we know that's not because your family has money or that you own real estate or it's
That's
from some
true.
other thing? It's
Honestly,
impossible.
yeah, I honestly don't think. I just don't. I don't think they make that much money just from watching all the fucking previous owners. And my friend's ex-girlfriend, she was an owner before, but obviously it fucking failed. And the fucked up part is you have to like link your like credits, your like everything. You pretty much give everything to them, like your fucking all your personal info, your credit, your bank account, and I think it was like the inventory. She had like missing inventory, whatever, and whatever. You know, she got sent back to be a sales rep to another one, whatever. But and obviously she didn't want to fucking do that. She's like, oh, this is ridiculous. I was supposed to be an owner of my own business, but I got fired from my own business. Like what?
Exactly.
But anyways, after all that, she owes them money. Like she owes them money from the missing inventory, and it's fucking up her credit score. And my friend is still getting like, he gets like phone calls for them, like trying to collect the payment, because apparently, like I guess she put him on in like the account or some shit. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's just ridiculous to me. I'm like, and then like her whole life is just like, it's kind of like got ruined from this whole fucking thing. Mm-hmm. I used to think she was like really successful. I used to be like, wow, you know, Eric, you're doing really good for yourself. Like you got an awesome fucking girl and shit. Like she owns her own business. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I hear like that she was in one of these fucking scam businesses. I'm like, oh shit, that's like, it's not good. But then, I mean, her life pretty much got ruined. Mm-hmm. Like I mean, no disrespect from last I heard, she's not doing that well, you know?
Yeah.
It's awful. But, you know, they don't care. They don't care what happens to people. They're just like, whatever. Right. They're just another fucking cog in the machine.
Yeah. And that's something they don't tell you in the opportunity meetings. They'll talk about how this setup, you know, is helpful to own your own business, because they'll give you these numbers, you know, 8 out of 10 new businesses fail in the first year or whatever it is. And then if you make it past year 5, you'll make a profit. And because they do all the work for you, you have the clients, they get you the office, they pay for your first month, all that stuff. We're setting you up for success. They fail to mention that over 95, probably more like 99% of these businesses fail.
Yep.
And not only that, like you said, they ruin your life. They ruin your credit because you end up owing Cydcor Smart Circle money. And like you said, if you own your own business, you cannot get fired from owning your own business.
That is so ridiculous to me. I don't understand that. Like
they hide. Yeah, they hide behind this entrepreneurship label, but there's nothing entrepreneurial about this whole thing. No one can hire you to be an entrepreneur. It's ridiculous.
And all Alain does all day is just sits on meetings with the upper level people and just fucking like I don't know what he talks about. Like I don't know anything about the meetings, but that's pretty much all. He just reports to the higher ups. So he's not even. He's not an entrepreneur. He's
a franchisee. He's a Cydcor franchisee. It's no different than owning the McDonald's down the street. That's all he is. His McDonald's is Blue Rose Group, Cleveland. And if Blue Rose Group Cleveland doesn't bring in the money that the Cydcor higher ups, that Gary Paulson and all these scam artists need to make money, then Blue Rose Group franchise, that's going to get shut down. And Alain, you're going to go on a retrain, buddy. You're going to end up going to some other Cydcor owner and have to rebuild your company.
That's been a lot of fun for him. Oh god.
Yeah, and I think it's only a matter of time, because most of these owners, you know, I know, I'm not going to name names right now, but I know specific owners who were like, at least from Smart Circle, the top of the top. These were the most successful owners. They had their own company, and they ended up getting shut down, going on a retrain. Yeah. And many of them, because they're brainwashed lifers, they ended up reopening again. But I know, like you said, with your friend's girlfriend, I know that if I was told, hey, we're going to shut down your business and we're going to send you across the country to this other owner to start again from scratch, I'd be like, oh, that's not what I signed up for.
Yeah, who would do that? Like, that's ridiculous.
Now, you said, and this is very common also, one of the reasons you stayed, or the reason you stayed, was the people. You know, and that's the reason I think a lot of people stay, is they develop these relationships that seem rather concrete at the time. You know, they seem rather positive. You know, you're with these people all the time. They seem like they have your best interests at heart. They seem like they're looking out for you, but it's really only a facade, you found out, right?
Yeah, it's only, I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, after I quit, everyone pretty much fucking just forgot about me, whatever. No one even said anything to me. I told like 3 people about the documentary. They fucking thought I was a maniac. They went to Alain afterwards, just pretty much fucking just thought I was like some fucking crazy person, and they all ended up staying, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I haven't really checked up on anything, but and I went back to the office to pick up my paycheck, and like everyone was just like I was like I was an asshole because I knew everyone was gonna like hate me. I was like, hey, what's up, guys? And everyone's just like, what's up? Like they were just fucking like they were like just obviously like ignoring me, hating me, whatever.
Mhm.
It was so ridiculous. I'm like, this is like so fake. Like I don't know how I stayed in it for that long, but I mean, yeah, when I was working, everyone was super cool. I mean, when I first like went in, like I was so fucking awkward. Like I was such an awkward individual. Like that's one thing I will give him credit for. Like
Yeah.
obviously there's some good things that come out of it, but
Sure.
you can find that at other jobs too. Like I'm way better, way more outgoing, way better with people. I'm good at sales now, you know. But I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, I mean that's probably the main reason why I stayed, just because all the people. I wasn't making good money. I was making fucking shit money,
Yeah.
you know. But honestly, yeah, I feel like that's a lot of the reason people stay is because the relationships they make. I mean, honestly, all those people like they just seem like really well put together people. Like they're all wearing, I don't know. That's I would say for 99% of people, it's mainly the relationships that makes them stay.
You talked about how they had college degrees. Of course, you're all wearing your professional attire, and it kind of gives off the air that this is legitimate, right? These
Oh yeah,
aren't
dude.
just
Like these kids,
people who
not
are
like
struggling.
not everyone had like college degrees, but you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people had college degrees and everything. And I mean, everyone was getting like honestly, we were probably getting like at least like 5 people a week that would get like $1,000 more in sales. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh shit, that's pretty legit. Like I don't know, but you know, like everyone else, I didn't know what the fuck even the job was in the first day. Yeah, I thought the job was going to be like an office role, you know, like sitting
Yeah.
down on a computer. And they said you were going to like talk to previous clients or like pretty much. I didn't know it was door to door. I thought you were just like trying to like. I thought you were maintaining previous clients' accounts.
Mhm.
I didn't know you had to go door to door getting cold leads, whatever. But you know, it was so weird. But the first day, you know, you walk in that room with a fucking suit on, you see everyone like standing there, like fucking loud music playing. It's so I was like right when I walked in, I was like, what the fuck is it? It was so awkward for me.
Yeah.
Like I felt so uncomfortable, so awkward. But it's just like I remember like every single day we do the same exact thing in the morning, 11 p.m. I mean 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Just first hour, do the meeting, whatever. Then after that, do a game, do the sales pitch every single fucking. I hated that shit. Reciting the sales pitch over and over was the most annoying thing ever. But and then we do like the worst part of all. We do fun police. Did Joe tell you about fun police?
No, he did not.
I fucking hated it. So if you like swear at all or have like any negative energy and like I forgot what the room is called.
The
The fuck
impact room,
yeah,
right?
the impact room or some shit. You
Yeah.
know, where everyone you stand up, there's no desk or
Yeah.
anything, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you swear anything or have like any negative energy, like you don't want to play the game or anything, you have to go up to the fucking front and dance in front of everyone. Everyone just watches you and you have to dance in front of everyone for like 15 seconds.
Hmm.
And dude, I think I got called up because I was just like, I didn't really want to play the game. I was like, I don't want to do this. I got called up to dance. I'm like, I want to quit right now. I want to leave this room. It was so awkward. It made me feel so fucking awkward. And I'm wondering if that's like a tactic. I don't know. Apparently it's like, it's supposed to be fun, but I felt so embarrassed. Like I literally didn't want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everything is a tactic in these companies. You know, that can be a way to like you said, kind of drill the negative thoughts out of your head, and to make you conform too. You know, because they advertise everything as being all this fun stuff. You know, we're not like your normal office. This isn't like any place you've worked before. You know, we've got the loud music blaring and you know, all this other stuff. Yeah, you know, it's designed to probably weed out some people. So if you're not comfortable with that, you know, just get them out quick. And it's also designed to isolate you, you know, because you're going to end up feeling like, you know, you're alone. You know, you're isolated from everybody else. You know, like you said, you're a couple people in your support system initially said, "Oh, this is probably a scam or whatever," but for most people, it's like, well, you don't know what we're doing. You're not a part of this, so it's impossible for most people to make that decision without knowing what it's about. And yeah, any way that they can isolate you, that they can make you feel alone, that they can make you feel like you need to rely on these people for everything, for your social benefits, for any other needs you have, they're going to do it because they want you to rely solely on them for everything. And that would be, going back a little bit, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to recently, not just this year, but in past years, who've told me they had no idea what the job was, even going into the office the first day. Or they kind of knew it was going to be sales, but they didn't know it was going to be door to door.
I didn't even know it was going to be sales. I didn't even know that.
And that's one question, like, Alain, if you really want to do this interview, I can tell you that's one of the first things I'm going to ask you is, why don't you tell people what the job is? Because any legitimate company is going to be very upfront with their employees and tell them, this is what you're going to be doing day-to-day responsibilities. And I would be one of the first to tell them. So this is, number one, it's a sales job. And you're going to be going to different neighborhoods, door to door, and asking people, of course, you're not going to get that many people who want to do it. And that's the reason why they don't tell you that. Because who the hell wants to go traveling through these random neighborhoods, knocking on people's doors, asking them to switch to AT&T or T-Mobile or Verizon? Nobody wants to do that. So of course you're not going to tell people that, because this scam relies on recruiting. And if you're honest to people about what you're actually doing, your recruitment is going to go like this. And there goes the business. That's why.
That's pretty much what it is. The business is just recruiting. I mean, I literally don't know how I didn't think of anything was strange. I guess I was so fucking desperate for anything.
Yeah.
That I just didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. But honestly, if I wasn't desperate, if I walked in the first day and seen that shit, I would have never fucking worked there. But I was so desperate. That's the worst part. They prey on the most desperate people,
Yeah.
That can't find good jobs. They promise you're making $100K, whatever.
Yeah.
I just think it's awful. That's one of the reasons I want to do it. It's just because I just feel it's not right. I mean, some people dedicate years of their lives doing this. I was lucky to get out. I was lucky to only do it for 3 months, but It's disgusting. But, the people that are doing it for years, they're pretty much brainwashed too. Like what we were saying earlier when this is a little bit while back, but when I was talking to my team leader in the car about Joe, whatever, and he was saying he knew all about it. And he was saying he knew everything. He knew about it. He said yeah, I mean, pretty much that's it. This is the business. He pretty much admitted to everything. But he said once I become an owner, I'm going to do things differently. That's pretty much what he said. He's I'm going to do it differently.
That's denial. That's big time denial.
Exactly. It's denial. It's disgusting because every single one of the team leaders there knows about it. Everyone knows about it. And they just don't care. They're in denial. They don't want to believe it's true because they're probably exactly like me. They're desperate. They didn't know what else to do, so that they're stuck in it.
It could be, it could be the desperation. That plays. Anybody who's desperate will do things that they would like to think in their right mind they wouldn't normally do. I mean, that's why, you go to the inner city and you see all these people who don't have jobs and don't have money. Why is there so much crime in the inner city? Because there's no opportunity for them.
Yeah.
Duh, obviously. It has nothing to do with anything else. There's no opportunity. And the same thing is happening here. And I wonder, how much is it desperation, but how much also is it that giant carrot that they hang in front of you? Because if you accepted this opportunity, partially because the way they made it sound, you'd be making over 100K and be owning your own business. If that is in fact true, as weird as you said everything was, and as uncomfortable as it made you feel, you would also probably feel a little bad about leaving that.
Yeah.
If that was in fact true, if you saw this through, if you stuck with it for a year, 15, 17 months, however it was, and if Alain is in fact as successful as he says he is and shows himself to be, making six figures, owning some nice suits, owning a nice car, all this stuff, owning a nice house, even though when I talked to Joe, he was living with like 5 other people.
Yeah, he lives with like 5 other people.
Still does. Okay, well, we're still waiting on that then.
I think he moved out. I think he moved out, but he still moved out with someone in the office.
Okay, but the whole point is, if the impression that he's giving off is in fact true, if that success is in fact real, anybody would be stupid to give up on it.
Yeah,
I think
much.
That's part of the reason. I know that's one reason why I stayed as long as I was, is because I believed in it. I thought.
How long did you stay?
I was in there 15 months.
Oh shit!
So
okay.
I was, and that was really the only thing that kept me in as long as it was this idea of, if I quit, I'm giving up this opportunity. That's
what made me stay too. Just on the back of my mind, just like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I would keep giving this up. Like, who wouldn't want to just make $100K a year for no college degree? I mean, you own your own business. Like, that's like the dream come true.
And that's why they put it out there in the second round interview. Because let's face it, in the first round interview, all you got to do is really show up, answer some questions. They talk in circles anyway. So you're going to go to the second round interview not knowing what the hell just happened. You go to the second round interview, they break down this opportunity, and then in the office meetings, in the atmosphere, they have these opportunity meetings. So they are constantly talking about the 100,000, the entrepreneurship, the growth, the business ownership. They pump you full of these repetitious bullshit ideas to get you to stay, so that if you quit, you're like, I can't believe I gave up on this opportunity. I am a failure.
That's what they want you to believe too. Like, anything you do is, if you don't succeed, you're a fail. If you don't get any sales a day, it's because of you. It's not because of any other external factor. It's always you. If you become an owner and your business fails, it's because of you. It's always you, nothing else, just always you, which is fucking ridiculous. That's not the truth. They literally say your location doesn't matter. Anything else doesn't matter but you. There's no other factors that come into play.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just bullshit. And you write this shit down every single day. Every single day you write this same shit over and over and over. Just to drill in your mind, pretty much like brainwashing, Yep. And same with the hey guys. That's brainwashing, pretty much. It's like, it's cult behavior.
Yep.
Like all these other documenters are saying, it's pretty much a cult.
Anyone who believes location doesn't matter, go listen to the Juicy Rhino podcast. He talks about Chattanooga, Tennessee, how 9 different owners opened up and closed in a matter of, I think, a year and a half in the same city. Then tell me location doesn't matter.
It's so stupid. Like, they'll send me to like literally the ghetto, like the fucking bad part, east side part of Cleveland. Yeah. Like, there's fucking like 30 abandoned buildings like each street, and they're like, oh yeah, location doesn't matter. I'm like, are you fucking joking? Mm-hmm. Like, these people can barely afford to fucking live where they're at, and really think they're gonna want to switch to internet. And plus, you have to get a social security check too, which is just annoying as fuck. No one wants to get their social security number to some guy at the door.
Exactly. Yeah.
I thought that was the most annoying part of the whole entire job. It's just also the product we're selling. You can just go online and fucking sign up for AT&T, and you're like on the computer in 5 minutes.
Yep.
It's quicker to do it online rather than fucking sit there with some guy typing in all your information. Oh yeah, what's your social security number? All right.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. And also now we do soft credit checks, but I actually heard like about a couple of years ago, they actually used to do hard credit checks. Mm-hmm. So that's just fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty much just hard credit. I mean, that could pretty much affect someone's credit score.
Sure.
That's wrong. They probably didn't tell them. No, it's not a credit check. No. Also, no. I think did Joe tell you about like the scam? How they would put someone else's like social security number in?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
Did you notice that also?
Yeah. Pretty much. I was told to do that. I didn't know it was fraud. I mean, I'm just doing my job. Whatever. I said I was. So this one time I did get a social security check fail, and I called my manager up to do it, and he's like, all right, Michael, what I want you to do is hand the phone to the customer and just walk like 20 feet away. I'm like, okay. And then he tells the customer like what he's gonna do, whatever. And then like the customer does it on the iPad, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then once they're done, I walk back and it magically fucking passes. Like, isn't that so fucking sketchy?
And who was that? Was that Alain or was that your team leader?
That was my team leader. He actually owns his own. He owns his own business now. He got promoted enough to become a owner or whatever. He's
Okay.
fuck it. I'll name him. His name is Taj or whatever. He moved to Kansas City. He's got his own business now, his own quote unquote business. But what you would do, you type their social security number in, and then you set their birth year like 10 years back,
Yeah.
and then it passed. I don't know why that works, but I literally just asked the customer, like, yo, what did you do? I'm like, okay, thanks. I guess I'll do that from now on if the social security check fails.
Yeah.
But little did I know, I'm literally committing fraud.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel, and then that's another thing when I found a document, I felt so fucking bad. Like I probably fucking ruined some people's credit, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel bad. I feel awful. Even just thinking about it now, I just feel fucking like I did it with probably like 3 or 4 people, that obviously couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're stuck in a contract for 2 years.
Yeah, I really wish these big companies, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, I wish they knew, and maybe they do, I don't know. I wish they knew more about what these little scam offices do to try to get sales. And if they do, shame on them for allowing it to happen. If they don't, I wish they would do a little bit more research to find out what these independent sellers are doing to try to get signups. And I had somebody tell me in an interview recently that if you let's say if you signed up one of these door-to-doors
Yeah.
through AT&T or anybody, and they went to a T-Mobile store because something happened.
Yeah.
And they went to the T-Mobile store, and the legitimate T-Mobile employees, the people that worked in the store, told them, yeah, you really shouldn't purchase contracts from people going door to door. Even they themselves, the product that was being sold, told them, don't buy products from people going door to door.
I'm pretty
Big
sure
problem.
I'm pretty sure it's more expensive if you buy it from someone door to door too. Like if you go online, I'm pretty sure it's cheaper.
Of course it is. Yeah.
And I would always, I think it happened a couple of times where some of them would be like, oh, let me check the price online.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then I fucking call my manager, and then he'd pretty much just try to tell him oh no, that's the price. That comes with the router too. Just make up shit pretty much. Try to justify the price, why it's more expensive or something.
And by the time they get their first bill, they're already sucked into a 2-year contract, and it's too late.
That's the most fucked up part. I think it's the contract part.
Yep.
They're stuck on a 2-year contract they literally can't get out of.
Yeah. It stuns me that in 2021 that we still have these people that are buying things from door-to-door salespeople. It stuns me because everything in our culture is going from a push model in a media sense, a push model to a more selective model. Like right now, one of the reasons that Cydcor got out of doing direct TV sales in Comcast is because no one buys direct TV anymore. Everybody's cutting the cord. Everybody's streaming, right? Netflix, Hulu, all these other, every media company has a new streaming service coming out now. So you would think, I would hope we get to a point in our culture that if I'm just a regular person, if I want a certain type of internet service or cell phone service, that I will go to one of these stores. And if I don't have internet access, go to a library and get on the computers and look these places up myself so that I can pick and choose who I want to go with and what I want, and not have some scam artist, whether they know it or not. Because a lot of these people, like you said, you didn't know you were scamming people.
No, I didn't. I literally didn't. I was just doing my job.
Yeah, you're doing your job, right? Like you don't think you're scamming people, but have somebody come to your door and use a lot of language and tell you, whether it's for phones or internet or for utility bills, hey, can I see a copy of your bill? No, don't give them your bill. If you want internet, if you want television, if you want a different kind of energy utility, water service, whatever these companies are selling you, go directly to the source. Donations for charities, go directly to the source.
Of course, I mean, no doubt AT&T knows about this. They just, I mean, it makes them money though. Why would they stop that? they don't care. They just want money.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the same reason why, you know, these companies are still operating in Sam's Clubs and Costco's and grocery stores and Walmarts all over the country and around the world, is because those companies make money off of them. They get at least a 20% cut. So why wouldn't they? It makes fiscal sense to them. Is it ethical? Hell no. It's not ethical, but you know, in this point, who cares? They're making money, and that's all that matters.